Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Javed Ali from Department of Pharmaceutics, Faculty of Pharmacy, Jamia Ahmedabad. Today we are going to discuss about a module which deals with evaluation and quality control of cosmetic products under paper cosmetics. Now, in the present module, we are going to talk about the various official method of analysis of cosmetic ingredients. We are going to talk about three main regulatory systems on global level for cosmetic domain like European Union, United States and Japan, and then specific legislation on these ingredients as such. Then sensorial tests by experts of cosmetic products, the rheological consideration of various cosmetic products which are available in the global market, laboratory instrumental tests which include instrumental measurements associated with an evaluation by professional experts. Now coming to introducing the concept of evaluation and quality control of cosmetic products, it is necessary to ensure its safety and efficacy as that of other pharmaceutical products also. And the raw materials used in manufacturing should be safe and efficacious enough for the desired action as such. The efficient, low cost, and the rapid method of evaluation of cosmetic is important as cosmetic product demand is increasing all over the world. When you talk of quality control of cosmetics, it is generally to keep a check whether the standard features of the ingredients utilized in the manufacturing cosmetics will be retained during the shelf life of the products. Now, when we talk of the official methods of analysis of cosmetic ingredients, it includes both qualitative and quantitative, as we are doing for other analysis of other ingredients also. And this is also applicable in case of cosmetic products as such. Analysis is done to ensure that there is no harmful byproduct from during formulation procedure and the amount of ingredient is same, that is the assay content, particularly if we are using a pharmaceutical type of active ingredient which have some therapeutic action as that for the formulation. As the maximum amount of ingredient is limited by legislation, so quantitative determination of these ingredient is also very essential. For example, if we talk of a sunscreen preparation which is labeled with specific sun protection factor, which is being represented by SPF in many sunscreen product preparation, then quality control test has to ensure that the product contain the same amount of UV filter as claimed for the formulation label. Analytical method employed should have the following properties. The first is accuracy, which is a quantity determined for ingredients in the sample should be close to the actual quantity added in formulating the product. Precision, if the procedure is repeated several times, then it should give same value of analyte in the sample. Sensitivity, analytical technique must be able to detect low quantity of substance in the sample as some byproduct formed during formulation or any containment or any contaminant would be very toxic. Selectivity, the method utilized for detecting a particular compound must not be able to quantify other ingredients in the product as this will result in interference of the result. Robustness, if the method is slightly varied, then it should not affect the accuracy of the result. Other properties like sample preparation should be simple and rapid, and the reagent utilized should be less and non-toxic. Automation should be of high level to get best results. Analytes can be dissolved by using suitable reagent, using heating or exposure to ultrasound or microwave radiation. Sometimes treatment with strong acid or base is also done. In some cases, purification, pre-concentration of the light is also done before analysis by using solid phase or liquid-liquid attraction. Journal analytical technique employed uses liquid chromatography, almost like 30%, followed by gas chromatography, which is 16%, and other techniques as given in the figure, where liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, molecular spectroscopy, atomic spectroscopy, electrochemical methods, and other chromatographic methods have been compared with other techniques in cosmetic analysis. Now, coming to perfume and aroma, several new techniques and modification of the conventional techniques have been used in analysis, and these include development of a new approach to headspace sampling alone or combined with other techniques as such, like headspace, solid phase, micro extraction, headspace, sorptive extraction, and headspace, solid phase, dynamic extraction. The use of rapid, inert, and selective extraction techniques such as supercritical fluid extraction, accelerated solvent extraction, and microwave assisted extraction is also being performed. GC, which is also fast GC like gas chromatography, as the name suggests, duration of elution of analytes and detection has shortened from tens of minutes to 10 minutes or even seconds even. Introduction of comprehensive gas chromatography, multidimensional gas chromatographic techniques, that is MDGC, which overcomes most limitations of the well-known hard-cut gas chromatographic technique when separating highly complex mixtures. Selectives of compound detection has increased. For example, cyclodextrin derivatives when used as stationary phase for enantiomer selective gas chromatography, which is also being termed as ESGC, affording direct enantiomer separation of most volatile racemates, which are generally the perfumes and the aroma being used in cosmetic preparation. Coming to determination of analytes in the cosmetic products, solvent extraction, like solvents like hexane, methanol, or ethanol, which are generally used to extract the fragrance from plant or animal, and even volatile constituent are being used. And for thermolabile, which are the drugs which are being degraded because of the heat and high boiling point fragrances, this method is very helpful. Microwave assisted extraction performed in closed container where you have a magnetic stirrer when temperature distribution is high. For example, volatile oil from rose is extracted by microwave assisted extraction from rosebuds by using acetone and hexane as solvents. The solid phase micro extraction, it includes analytes are absorbed on the fused silica fiber which are coated with polymer, and then these analytes are then dissolved into the chromatographic injection port, and it is suitable for analysis of monoterpenes in the tissues. UV filters, there is no official method to determine UV filter, but as their maximum content is regulated by the legislation, so analytical method to control these products is also very essential. HPLC analysis, which is the high performance liquid chromatography analysis, and purification of the soluble compounds like drug and proteins. HPLC can analyze most of the biochemical molecules, including amino acids, peptides, protein, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, and lipids also. Three main regulatory systems on global level of cosmetic domain: European Union, United States, and Japan. Every country has their own regulatory bodies which control the product quality before it finally reaches into the market. Apart from protecting health and interest of the consumer, if a cosmetic product meets all the requirements and compliance in a particular country, then as there is enough difference in regulatory requirement from country to country, product may not meet the standards set by other country. However, good manufacturing guidelines and product labeling is what is similar from country to country. European regulatory system, the new regulation European Union regulatory system, that is 1223 by 2009, fully replaced the old directive 36 oblique 768 of EEEC from 2013. Definition of cosmetics as per European regulation is cosmetic product shall mean any substance or mixture intended to be placed in contact with the various external parts of the human body, epidermis, hair, system, nails, lips, and external genital organs, or with the teeth and the mucous membrane of the oral cavity with a view exclusively or mainly to clean them, perfuming them, changing their appearance, and or correcting body odors and or protecting them or keeping them in good condition. The directive gives a positive definition by including three different characteristics. Cosmetic product. A cosmetic cannot only be a mixture, which is what we may traditionally regard it as, but it can also be a single ingredient. Area of application. A list of areas where a cosmetic product can be applied or used is given, in which all areas can be considered as external, in so much as mucous membranes can be considered as outwardly. Functions. Arguably the most interesting part of the definition, as it separates the cosmetic product for any other kind of product based on its intended use. Following ingredients have been included into the directive: prohibited substances and regulated substances. Prohibited substances includes all substances that cannot be part of the composition of a cosmetic product. The list constitute Annexure 2 of the Cosmetic Directive. Regulated substances composed of a several list in which restrictions are set for certain allowed substances in regards to the concentration in the finished product, relating also to their function. For every cosmetic product, the following items must appear on the label: name and address of the manufacturer or responsible person. As if hidden, this simple sentence has a deep significance within the regulation. It introduces the concept of responsibility for any cosmetic product in the market. There is, according to this, a person who will and must answer to any issues derived from cosmetic product. This responsibility would also turn into liability if the cosmetic product is not only found to be non-compliant with the directive, but also if it poses a health risk for the consumer. The nominal content at the time of packaging in weight of volume, the minimum durability date of the product. This can appear as an actual date, as a month, year, or for products with a shelf life of over 30 months as what is called a PAO, period after opening, which is an indication of time period during which the product can be used without harm by the consumer. Particular precautions which may have to do with the presence of a certain ingredient, such as the ones in the regulated list, a specific presentation, or the packaging. The batch number of manufacture. This assures traceability of the finished product and is deeply related to the exercise of good manufacturing practices. The function of the product, unless it is clear, should be mentioned if not clear from the presentation. The list of ingredients should also be mentioned. In new regulation, two or more ingredients have been added, like CMR substances or nanomaterials. CMR substances include carcinogenic, mutagenic, or reprotoxic when used, and their inclusion is initially prohibited. Exceptions can be made if the scientific reviews deem it safe for human use in cosmetic form, and there are no possible alternatives to their use. Nanomaterials, enough data must be available that ensures its safety in human cosmetics. They must also be listed as such in the label so as to inform the consumer of their presence and allow for an informed decision. United States of America regulatory system. As per US FDA, Cosmetics can be defined as articles intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, introduced into, or otherwise applied to the human body or any part thereof for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, or altering the appearance and articles intended for use as a component of such articles. Ingredients: the FDA has prohibited the use of 12 ingredients. The rest are to be used only when considered safe under normal use. Liability lies with person responsible for the marketing of cosmetics. Nanomaterials are allowed, but FDA encourages previous knowledge. Labeling and marking: the label must include name and address of business. Net content: any instructions deemed necessary so as to not pose any risk. A misbranded product is the one bearing an incorrect label for non-inclusion of relevant information or for misleading. Animal testing: under FDA, the FDA does not support regarding animal testing, neither in favor nor against. It is solely left on the judgment of the manufacturer. So as to assure the safety of the cosmetic on human health, the FD&C Act gives the definition of adulterated cosmetic as that which bears any poisonous or deleterious substance which may render it injurious to users under the conditions of use prescribed or are customary or usual. A list of ingredients which are banned to be used in cosmetic is included in the federal regulations include only 12 items. The FDA also encourages manufacturers inform when using a new nanomaterial and to provide the scientific proof of its safety beforehand. Cosmetic product must be fully labeled and failure to do so, that product is regarded as misbranded. A misbranded cosmetic is so when the labeling is false or misleading in any particular, or if the package form, unless it bears a label containing the name and the place of business of the manufacturer, packer, or distributor, and accurate labeling of the quantity of the contents in terms of weight, measurement, or numerical count. The Japan Regulatory Authority. In Japan, the cosmetics are being regulated by the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, that is MHLFW, under the Pharmaceutical Affair Law. The law defines cosmetic as articles with mild action on the human body, which are intended to be applied to the human body through rubbing or sprinkling or other method, aiming to clean, beautify, and increase the attractiveness, alter the appearance, or to keep the skin or hair in good condition. In Japan, cosmetics are classified into 6 different categories, and the classification includes perfumes and colognes, makeup cosmetics, skincare cosmetics, hair care products, special purpose cosmetics, and cosmetic soaps. Under the category of perfumes, you have perfumes and various colognes, makeup cosmetics like foundation creams, lipsticks, eye makeup, and others. Skin care cosmetics include skin lotion, essence, skin milk, cleansing cream, and others. In hair care products, it includes hair dyes, shampoos, hair treatment, and others. Special purpose cosmetic like sunscreen, shaving creams, and others. And cosmetic soaps, which include soaps for cosmetics. The items mentioned on the cosmetic product should include the name and address of the importer, that includes the address of the office where the marketing supervisor serves, and the second is the brand name for which one notification has been posted for importation. And coming to the list of ingredients, in principle, all ingredient name should be listed on the label in Japanese and must be listed in describing order by quantity, expiration date, and other items specified by the MHLW ministerial ordinance. The required labeling items for cosmetic and cosmetic soaps are also given. The cosmetics includes the product name by type, the brand name, the name and the address of the primary distributor, the content by weight or capacity, volume or numerical count, country of origin, manufacturing number or code, list of ingredients as required by the Ministry of HLW, expiration date for cosmetic designated by the MHLW, precautions on usage or storage, and finally the information contact. And similarly, the soaps should have name and address of the primary distributor, the brand name, the word soap, the list of ingredients as required by the MHLW, manufacturing number or code, expiration date for a designated cosmetic soap for those products manufactured by a frame mixing method, a term to that effect, standard weight per unit, and country of origin. There are specific legislation on ingredients which are used for cosmetic products. Legislation on ingredient is there to assure three important features: safety, efficacy, and quality of the cosmetic product. Both safety and efficacy is considered under following conditions. For example, the final product must be in accordance with composition designed by the manufacturer and should be in a perfect state. The cosmetic has to be applied by the user under the normal given conditions. Now coming to the specific legislation on ingredient, specific legislation on ingredient is there to assure three important features, namely safety, efficacy, and quality of cosmetic products. Both safety and efficacy is considered under following condition. The final product must be accordance with composition designated or designed by the manufacturer and should be a perfect state. The cosmetic has to be applied by user under normal given condition. Quality and safety is two different things. Both can cause adverse effect on user. But if the product is not meeting quality, then their specific batch is withdrawn from market. And if product is not safe, the product is completely withdrawn from the market. Problem related with quality is evident, like separation of phases, the separation of fat phases, etc. And users can avoid such products. Sometimes product not meeting quality standards does not adversely affect the users. For example, if the product is not properly labeled, then it will not cause any adverse effect. But if sun protecting factor is wrongly mentioned, then it can cause local erythema to user who overexpose themselves to sun. The main aspects of quality control of cosmetic is related with the ingredients which the product contains. There are the requirements which needs to be established, such as legal requirements to prohibit narcotics and or psychotropic substances, new or toxic substances that could be allowed, restricted in the formulation of cosmetic products. Public health requirements such as sunscreen products to prevent sunburn, etc. Product considered in principle as cosmetics, but which could exert a marked pharmacological effect and toxicological aspects. Authorities also establish the labeling requirement of ingredients, composition, warnings about the presence of certain ingredients. Article 5A of the European Union Cosmetic Directive contains the information of each ingredient, its function, restriction, and warning. The article defines cosmetic ingredient as any chemical substance or preparation of synthetic or natural origin, except for perfume and aromatic composition used in the composition of cosmetic products. Any impurity present is not considered as the ingredient. European Union Cosmetic Directive in its Article 4b limits the use of certain ingredients in cosmetic products like CMR substances, which are carcinogenic, mutagenic, or toxic for reproduction as per Council Directive, which regulates the classification, packaging, and labeling of dangerous substances placed on the market. However, substances which comes under category 3 can be used in cosmetics if the substances after evaluation by scientific committee on cosmetic products and non-food products, which is known as SCCNFP, found acceptable for use in cosmetic product. As per US FDA, product labeling must contain first the name of the active ingredient and the quantity of each one of them. Next, ingredients which with name under inactive ingredient is mentioned. Certain restricted substances in cosmetic products by FDA include chloroform, cattle material, chlorofluorocarbon propellants, vinyl chloride, etc. And some ingredients have been regarded as unsafe by Code of Federal Regulation, better known as CFR, to be used in cosmetic product and is mentioned in the table given. The table talks about the unsafe ingredients which are used in cosmetic by the Code of Federal Regulation, which are being used as preservative, solvent, hair coloring agents, antioxidant, hair hair dye, and skin caring preparation. As per Japan comprehensive licensing system, each ingredient used in cosmetic has to be pre-approved by Ministry of Health and Welfare. Japan also has a list of 30 prohibited ingredients as approved by MHW in Standard for Cosmetic Notification. Apart from this, the list also contains 20 restricted ingredients, 40 preservatives, and 30 UV filters. As per the standard for cosmetics, cosmetic must not contain any drug ingredient except those mentioned in Appendix 2 and ingredients that do not meet the standards of biological material. Now, coming to the sensorial test, the sensory analysis is very important in case of cosmetic product because the cosmetic products are being selected on the basis of organoleptic properties, and the sensory analysis is defined as analyzing the product through evaluation of attributes perceptible by five sense organs. It includes observing organoleptic property such as color, odor, taste, touch, texture, and noise. Lab for the sensorial analysis must have the following area: a room designated to the analyst who leads a team, a conference room, a room for the sample preparation, an area to the analysis with the volunteers. The laboratory should be located in an easy access place, and the temperature and the humidity should be around 22 degrees Celsius and at 45% of humidity. Rheological consideration of cosmetic product. Majority of companies use viscometer to evaluate and predict the stability of the cosmetic product by assessing rheological characteristics. Rheology is the study of flow of material under externally applied forces. Three parameters discussed in rheology include shear, stress, shear rate, and viscosity. There can be two types of material like Newtonian and non-Newtonian. In case of former, shear stress is proportional to shear strain, and in non-Newtonian materials include plastic, pseudoplastic, dilatant, thixotropic, and rheopactic fluids. Viscosity is constant in case of Newtonian flow, which is independent of time and temperature. Non-Newtonian material does not show this type of flow. A material is said to show plastic flow if shear rate is equal to zero with initial application of shear stress, and after that shear rate becomes proportional to shear stress. Material starts flowing after sufficient application of force Yield value refers to force necessary to make plastic material to flow. In case of non-Newtonian material, if viscosity decreases with shear rate, then the material is said to exhibit pseudo-plastic flow. If the viscosity increases with shear rate, then the material is said to exhibit direct flow. Rheological consideration of cosmetic product. Periodically, viscosity of formulation is measured with the help of viscometer or rheometer, and viscosity of the material under stress condition and at different time point is compared with initial value and also with control formulation. Increase or decrease in the viscosity is then useful assessing the attribute of the formulation. Also, during the experiment, hysteresis loop can be obtained, which helps in analyzing spreadability of the formulation. Larger the hysteresis area, higher will be the spreadability. High viscosity of the emulsion formulation retards the phase separation. Low viscosity of the emulsion system can cause coalescence of dispersed phase. Various laboratory instrumentational tests which are being performed using different instruments like penetrometers are used for direct reading unit accurately determines consistency of waxes, highly viscous material, as well as food, cosmetic, and pharmaceutical product. Scott volumeter used to determine apparent density of a variety of free-flowing powders. Spectral guide is used to describe total appearance control, and it measures color and gloss all in one unit. Texture analyzer analyzes the subject testing samples to compression forces using a probe or tension forces using grips. Fineness of the grind gauge is also done. The fineness of the grind gauge is used to indicate the fineness of grind or the presence of coarse material or particles or agglomerates in a description. Novolite is a new generation of gloss meters, combine functionality and accuracy with a modern design that uses lightweight and durable material. Falling wall viscometer measures viscosity of less viscous material. Sieve shaker, this lightweight and portable sieve shaker gives precise, repeatable results. Powder flow tester is used for rapid analysis of powder flow behavior. Rheometer is a programmable rheometer ideal for analyzing fluids in various applications. Consistometer is a type stainless steel device designed to determine the flow of standard volume of thick liquid or semi-solid under its own weight. So, students, let us summarize what we have learned in the present module. We have talked about the analytical techniques which are used for cosmetic analysis like liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, molecular and atomic spectroscopy, etc. Analytes in cosmetic products can be determined via solvent extraction, microwave assisted extraction, UV filters, and HPLC. And a regulatory system on global level for cosmetic products, including the European Union, USA, Japan, and other specific legislation. There are various instruments for testing rheology, which is an important consideration in cosmetic products. Thank you.